Okay, so just testing audio again. Let's see. One day I'll just get this working without having to faff around. Right. I'm going to try and take the gearbox off tonight, and so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So okay. I'll stick a post on the forum just in case anyone can tell me what I'm meant to be doing. But okay, there we go. We've got a stream up, so let's see what the audio is like. All right. I think it's working okay. I'll stick a post on the forum just in case anyone can tell me what I'm meant to be doing. Okay, turn that off. All right. So we have strategically placed more cameras in different places, isn't it? Right. Okay. So how do I do this? I need to get, oops. In the vague hope, let's see. Okay, let's see if this chat thing works. Yes, it does. Oh, the audio is far too high. You're going red. Turn it down. This mic pickup is much better on this one. Good. All right. Okay, so as I say, I have done the clutch on this before, so I do. Well, I've had the torque tube off. I think I might have to use the creeper tonight. So yeah, so I reckon all these little nuts off here, and that'll pull the torque tube loose. The handbrake mechanism's got to come off now. If you watch the stream the other day, you'll see I butchered the handbrake cable rather stupidly, as now it seems that they are in demand, but whatever. So undo that lot. That will allow the gearbox to slide back. We've loosened the 4 bolts here because we dropped it to get the wishbones off, right? So I've got to get, I think I've got enough room without fouling on the quick jack, but what we might have to do is jack the rear up a little bit just to slide the quick jacks over a little bit. The brake lines, actually I replaced the rear brake lines at one stage, which is a shame because now I'm just going to butcher them out of the way, I suppose, but whatever. It was tough actually because the rear brake lines go over the top of the gearbox. So yeah, maybe I've done this a couple of times actually, lowered this subframe. Okay, right. It looks like there's a gearbox oil cooler, the tiniest. Well, maybe it's hydraulic fluid. I don't know. But anyway, there's a little cooler here that's going to have to come off as well. I seem to remember there's a hydraulic pump here, and there's one hose, this hose here, that runs all the way at the back, but there's a quick release. It's like a hydraulic coupling, like on my little digger. So we have to take that off. And yeah, I mean, this can't be hard, right? There's nothing else really holding. There's 6 bolts holding this thing up to the car. Famous last words, right? This is probably going to take all freaking night, but whatever. Let's see. I think what I'll try and do is I'll try and do this with the torque tube in place. So hopefully I've got because the torque tube weighs an absolute bloody ton, I remember from faffing around last time. So hopefully I've got something, I've got a jack, you know. So we can stick a jack stand underneath that, that'll work, and that'll keep that from dropping on my head. So yeah, so I think there's bolts all the way along the top, so we're going to need to get a jack in here as well, just to support the weight of this thing. Jack's all outside. Yeah, how hard can this be? I mean, really, how hard can this be? Let's get rid of those. Oh, I just found a couple of wheel nuts. Interestingly, on the wheel nuts, someone bugged me about, oh, have you got wheel nuts for this thing? They're like £5 each, and I just stuck one on the wire wheel, and they polish up really well. So happy days. We've been cleaning up wheel nuts for what we got, 5 to a wheel, 20 wheel nuts, a couple of quid each. Why not? Why not? It's all money in the end of the day. Right. Oh, we've got some electrical connectors as well back here, which, because I've taken the boot out, to say how easy to get to is an understatement. Just sort of stick my head up here in the boot. I've still not got a solution for. I said that it was easy to get the connectors out. I have no idea how this one's clipping in. Okay, might need something to do that. So yeah, I what have we got there? Yeah, okay. So yeah, with the boot out the way, yeah, we should be good. So there's another little box under here. Don't want a jack on that. I think we want to put the jack under here, but when I've got that in, it's going to be a bit of a faff. So what I'll try and do first is, well, we're going to have to bring the jack in anyway, just to, don't think I can get to this subframe bolt here with the quick jack in its current position. So we'll just rotate them out a bit, but I'll go and get the jack from outside. In fact, I'm nearly there now anyway, so let's do that. Oh dear me. Okay. So I've got a screen in my garage, but I was reading somewhere there is a way to get chats that people say to be spoken out, because obviously while I'm underneath the car or wherever I happen to be, I can't see what's going on. But yeah, hey Mattia, thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching. Right, let's see, jack. Let's see if this I've got a little aluminium one. I'm not sure it's going to be. You know what? It's not going to be big enough. Right. So we get this. I'm not sure if there's an approved jacking point here. Probably not. Whatever. Let's just go. There's like a cradle underneath the back here. I just need to. Right. There we go. That's rocked it on the quick jacks, which have naturally split out a little bit. So that might work. I'm gonna. That's it. And all I need to do is do the same on the other side. Yeah, I've got enough clearance there. The only problem is at the minute the rubber blocks for the quick jacks are not quite. Go a little bit higher. There we go. And my blocks are pretty chunky. I've got some slightly shallower blocks, so maybe that'll work. Where did I put them? There we go. Yeah, quick jacks come with little rubber pucks, like little hockey pucks, that you put on the little metal trays, grip the car. But I put one just there. This is not the optimal way of positioning a quick jack under a car, but there's not much weight in the back of this thing, so whatever. Okay. Oop. The movement there. Can't quite get that one under. Let's go up a little bit more. The jack is precariously held, it didn't slide. I put it under, so I'll just let it down a bit. Oh. Try that. Better. And it's nearly enough clearance, a little bit more. Okay. All this just to get to the subframe bolts, whatever. Right, perfect. That'll work. So if you want to have a little look at this. So these are the jacking points. Well, I think these are the jacking points. They've got to be right on the back of the on the inside of the Mazda. So what I'm trying to do is, you can sort of see there, position this thing just right on the side of the quick jack. I've got the other rubber blocks there. There's a bit of a fail safe, but obviously I've got a big jack stand under there anyway, and yeah, there we go. Not the approved jacking point. Right, go back down there. Oh. Now I shouldn't have faffed around with the camera. Why faff around with the camera? Let's see if you can still see anything. You sort of can. All right, so let's let that down. Okay. Leave that in there. We're going to need that in a bit. Right. So again, the nuts for the bolts for the rear subframe. I think we worked out last time, right? They were something like you could get at them with a T60, Torx bit 60, or more appropriately, something like a 12mm. But I've only got 10mm, but we'll take that as well. So there's a 10, and those extension and the Torx gun. All right. Let's do that side first. So I just want to see if I can loosen these to start with. Let's see what size it actually is. Oh no, it's a 10. So that's cool. Let's see. What am I doing here? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Nope. Let's get the ratchet on it. You might have to go again the don't abuse your torque wrench route for a little bit more leverage. Guess not. Oh. Well, to be fair, it did break it away, so that's good. Right, so that's one loose, very loose. We already had that one off, loose, I think. Yep. And that one's, the rear ones are the chunkier ones, I think. I think that's the way it was working. Yes, they are. That's a big old beastie. So that's that one. Let's go do the other side. So once these are loose, if we can get this other one loose, so at least now we've got that bit sorted, then we'll see if we can disconnect the Torx tube. As I say, I think it might be easier to disconnect it, lowering the, oops. Oh, geez. Okay, this one doesn't want to move. Leverage. Oh. There we go. Right. So that's all those guys out of the way. Let's see. So, what are you doing, little camera? You go back there a bit. It's a pathetic little tripod this thing's on. Okay, whatever. Don't mess with the camera's breaker, just leave it alone. Right, so what we got here? We've got, I think it's the Torx tube one, so they're 13s. Can get, there are some right the way at the back, and of course we want to get this handbrake off as well, because we won't be able to get to the other bolts. But I've just disconnected the, okay, so there's a, feels like there is a way of pulling it off. You know what, I may be able to actually, because I've cut the handbrake cables and stuff like that, I may be able to get to the bolts without wrapping about with it. But whatever, we'll pull the little brackets off as well. So we've got some 10s, some I'm presuming 13s. So yeah, let's get some spanners and bits. Ugh. Okay. Where'd I put that? It's getting warm in here again. Turn that off. Right. So what did we think? We think 13s, possibly 14s, definitely some 10s. One of those. A little mini breaker. That should do the job. Oh. Okay. Right. Ugh. So can't quite get it onto the next latch up. Whatever. So let's see what we got, where we got them. Haha, it's a 14. It's a 14. It's a 14 or a 15, anyway. Let's get these rear arch liners out as well. I keep forgetting to do that. Because that rear bumper needs to come off. We've got a little bit of rear end still to remove. We've still got the lights are still in. Right. Now what? 15s and yeah. Let's see. You know what? I think one of those cameras is playing up. Let me have a look. Yes. What is that gone? Have I trimmed a cable or something like that? Where is that one? That is that one there? One there. Power. What's gone on with that? That's better. Bing bong bing. What have I done to this thing to break it now? I don't know. I'll ball something up somewhere. Now I've done something. I'm not sure what I've done. Okay. No clue. Well, let's move that around a bit. Okay. Officially, I've broken it. So, whatever. It now just doesn't look pretty at all. No use faffing around with the layout of this thing. There we go. Right. Anyway. Right, what we got here? Okay. More like it. So let's see how Okay, so that seems to be 4 piece piston get twos, right, as you'd expect. One's at the bottom, so let's just spin all those off. Thank you. Off. Ooh. Come on, little leaf. That one's just pulled the stud out. Again, it's got just a bit of crud at the end of this thing. So yeah, oh, you've got one key. One key. There you go. Right, that one's better. So again, the studs on this, they come out by about an inch. So that's how far we're going to have to drop it back. Okay. Right. So that's the 4 that are very easy to get to. There's one behind the handbrake cable. There's also one just here that I can feel. I think I can probably. Yep. That's one. Yeah, I can't get to this behind because of the handbrake mech. So yeah, the handbrake mechanism's catching on this great big bugger here. So what I need to do is spin this off here to get to the one on this side, but whatever, at least we got to one on that side. Let's see if I can get out this way. Yep, so that one's off. So those two. So there's one right on the top now. Oh, okay, sorry, that's the one. Okay, no, all right, fine. So I wonder, I'm sure I can get to it. Can't quite get the ratchet to, it's close, but there's not quite the angle. So let's just see, might be able to. Oh, so near and yet so far. Try to place that underneath it, the leverage. Oh. That might be enough. It just moved it about half an inch. Rotate it a bit on the oops, the extension. Come on, elbow. Not quite. It wants to get it. Not quite. I've got a little, I didn't bring a little ratchet down with me. You get top. Right. Well, that's definitely got it now. There we go. Right. So that's all the way around there. So 2 right at the top, 1 on the side there. So all I've got now is, yeah, I've just got the one, oops, ow, that's behind this mechanism. So, well, we're going to have to get this off anyway. So let's try that. So that's going to be a bloody massive and a 21, I think. Let's try. Let's go grab the chunky spanners. Right. Various. All the way down to, where did I leave the WD-40? There we go. This is particularly spanners. Right. Go on, you know. That's looking around that. So something really substantial. Oh, come on. Tell me I've got all of these and not one of these is going to fit. What's that? Can't tell, too rusty to see. That is pretty much the same. PO. Nope. Oh. Yeah, bugger. Nope. That's going to be too small, is it? Yep. That's 7/8. And a 1 inch is too big. 15/16. That's got to be, yeah, okay. So that's okay. We got a bit of movement. Okay, there we go. Now it's a little lock nut. It's just spinning off my hand, so that's good. So we've got to wind this out, which is, hang on, think about this. What are we doing here? So it's got to come through. Yeah. So it's got to come through and out off the end there. So I put a bit of WD on the other side. Ow. Right. Oh, so far it's letting me just spin it by hand, so. Oh, okay. I see how. Okay, so how it works? There's actually a slot in it. Well, whatever. I'm going to take it all the way out anyway. So there's a slot in it. So all you need to do is align the slot with the slot that's in this little tube, and you could just pull the cable out. But I'm just going to unthread it completely. Get it out the way. There we go. Right. So that's that out of the way. So yeah, I'm not sure whether you can see that, but there's, yeah, a slot where the cable will go through. So you take the cable out. Mine is compacted at this end, where I've tried to get a slightly wrong size spanner on. Right, so this now can slide all the way back because I just put the cable. So hopefully I can now get onto the nut that's behind there. I think I can. Oops. Now, which way am I? Hang on a minute. I'm all asked about. Away from me, right? Well, that rotated it a bit. That looks like it's rotated it a good amount. I mean, it's going. Okay, and actually, now I can see there's a gap opened up between the Torx tube and the gearbox. Just a little bit. If I can just get this bolt off. Nut off, sorry. Ow. It's turning. That's just whether there's any crud on the end of the thread. I think we're good. All right, so that's promising. So if we're now loose of the torque tube, obviously we've got the actual handbrake cable itself. It's only held on by a tiny thread at the minute. So I'm just going to chop the rest of that off. And then I can pull the handbrake cable free of the torque tube. So that's, I don't have to faff around with getting the nuts off that. We need to get rid of this, as I say, this large connector thing. I think what we'll do is lower the whole thing down first. I think if I take this jack stand down a little bit, we can lower the gearbox and subframe, which will give us access to the top of it to be able to undo the connectors and things like that. But the torque tube will still be supported when it comes down a little bit. So yeah, so let's do that. Oh, and we've also got this cooler over here, so I definitely want to spin that off, right? That's not sensible. Let's get rid of the myriad of spanners. Right. Yes, am I missing anything here? What am I missing? What am I not thinking about? So undo 6. As long as the cooler is free, there shouldn't be anything else, I don't think. Oh, there's the actual brake pipes themselves are actually clipped into the subframe. So I'm just going to pry them off, at least where I can. That's it. That's a couple there. I think it's only this side. Oh, there's one more. Right. So that's some brake lines free. Oh, there's one more there. I didn't want the brake lines to fall off, did they? Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So yeah. Though saying that again, these brake lines are no use to nobody. When I bought the brake lines that I replaced, I did buy them from Maserati, and they were only like 20 quid. So they are not worth replacing with used items. You would only put new ones on. So for me, that means the joy of the side cutters. Right. Trying to put gloves on. Damn hands. Okay. Okay. There we go. So yes, having now uncoupled all those brake cables, didn't really need to, and just chop them off. Hopefully the brake fluid system. Oh, now actually, these are steel lines. So, oh, let's see. Oh. On. I got a bit of fluid in the system, so I'm just going to fold them back on themselves so I don't get completely covered. There we go. Same with that one. Yeah, sorry Maserati purist, but whatever. As I say, there is no used value for these things. Oh, come on, why is that still dripping? I've got the fluid out of this. Just crimping the lines. We'll see. Now I'm covered in brake fluid, but whatever. So that's that. Oh yes, we were going to do the rear brake line as well. That's it. So now we should be able to release that one. That's it. It's not it. Nearly it. That's it. Right. So that's the brake line out of the way. Right. So just this rear cooler looks like little 10mm. Yeah. Glad I put gloves on now. Brake fluid. Okay. Yeah, these gloves will last about 10 minutes before the brake fluid starts eating them. So, right. I left 10mm down there, but let's see. I'm just going to spin these off with the gun because they look a bit cruddy. What am I doing? No, I'm not. Three. Right. So there's cooler. Some description. I'll leave that dangling precariously. Right. We should be good to rock. So what I'm going to do, I've got, just check I've got the right sized. Yeah, okay, fine. So what we'll do, we'll get the, I don't know where the best place to jack it's going to be. We have this big box thing at the base. We're not going to jack on that, obviously. We'll jack across here, I guess. Oh, I don't know, maybe. Well, look, the gearbox is sitting back here. So actually probably the weight's going to be here. So what I'll do is I'll get a piece of wood and just, I don't know. I don't know where the balance point is just here. Okay. Think about this. Okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to go on a little scavenge for some bits of wood. Must have something around here. Okay. A bit two before. Right. So. Okay. You know what? Might need to open the door. It goes up. Got a box out here full of brake discs and stuff that's being collected tomorrow. Right. Oh, there we go. Right, that's much better. So. I'm just going to just pin the subframe back up onto the car, and then hopefully all these bolts are going to spin out pretty easily. Okay, right, that's me actually lifted the rear end up a bit. So, let's spin out these. Oh, in fact, yeah. What am I doing? Use a tool. Can't use a tool, it doesn't fit. Could use a tool, just need the extension. So I know by the time I'd have got the extension, I could have just used a ratchet, just done it, but whatever. Ooh. Right. So this is the, I'm using a Torx bit to undo a hex bolt and key bolt, but whatever. That's all I've got. A one. So let's do the, what else we got here? We got another one there. Okay. So for that one, we need a little 10 mil. Oh, we got plate fluid going everywhere over it. Oh well. Right. Don't really need that much length. That's that one. Right. Okay, so looking at this from over under here, this is absolutely a ridiculous place to jack it up. That is definitely nowhere near any sort of central gravity kind of thing. I'm gonna now, while I'm still connected enough, I think, to let it down a bit. In fact, you know what? I'm just spinning the big bolt again. Yeah, that would be an error. The way I'm looking at it here, like, that's a stupid pivot point. I'm being an arse. So just get that in a bit of thread. I think that's doing something. Let's take this whole thing forward. Plainly needs to go in front of that. I guess this rear section at the end of the day, it's only the diff. So I think the piece of wood, yeah, piece of wood just sits nicely between there. So We'll go with that. Okay. Right. So, sake. Right. So 1, 2, and then just spin this one out. Right. She is not on anything this side. Let's go repeat to the side. Oops. Okay. All right. So let's take this big beastie out first. Oops. Delightful. Absolutely covered in crud. Okay. So, oops. Then smaller one. There we go. That one. And then finally, right. There should now be nothing possibly holding this thing in situ. So I'm going to try and just lower it very gently. See what happens. Okay. All right. Well, as we can see, that is the entire rear subframe away. Right. So we've still got connector. Let's see. I don't know where it is. I can't see. I know I could have definitely unclipped it before, so I know there is one. It's around here somewhere. So the pipe goes, okay, it crosses over to that side. So maybe it's over that side then. Let's have a look. Okay. So you've got all the hydraulic lines over here coming into there's a hydraulic reservoir here and the actual pump. Now I've replaced the pump on this. It's a shared bit of kit with the clip's here. It's right here. It's not even on top of just hiding in plain sight underneath all this dripping brake pipe stuff. So let's try not to get covered stuff. Hey Charlie. So okay, brake pipes out the way please. I really don't want that in my face. Thank you. Right. And now it's all on the floor, which I'm going to end up rolling around in, which I'd rather not. Let the cats come to see. That's Charlie. Oh, what's gone on with your mic? Sorry. Oh, you still hear me? Yes. Charlie, what you doing? It's hunting time. for mice. Right. So let's see. Oh, okay. So it's a little. Oh, it's rusty and crusty, so I'm just going to spin around this as a little connecting jobby. Now, let's see if I could get what we got here. So I think it's one of these things where you have to, it's like a collar on it, and you've got to slide the collar, which will allow the union to de-union. But it's quite tight. What I think I need to do is make a bit more room. Let's see, where did I put? I had a little ML down here. There it is. It's over there. Never put your hand under a jack, because that would be stupid. Oh, really? What size is that? 10. That is not 12. Weird. Oh. What the heck? Well, I think it might be my eyesight playing up. All right. Ow. Okay. Okay, right. Now we can see it. Okay, so the collar slides upwards towards the front of the car. At least it was a minute ago. And then, yay! Look at that. Right, now it is now stuck here because of that 10mm. I'm just going to move a few bits out of the way here. Be careful of this oil cooler, jobby. Or whatever cooler it is. Hydraulic cooler. I don't know. Oh. Okay, so come on. Okay, so try and get this out of the way, see what we're dealing with down there. Okay. Right. So that's that hose. And then these are all connected to the torque tube. So it should be good because it's the brake line. Okay, so I think we're good. I don't think there's anything now this way. We've got some connectors back here. So again, that's another handbrake cable, so that's fine. There's a wiring connectors down here onto something, but that's all going to come back with the gearbox, I think. Well, okay. So what we'll do, I think does it need to come down anymore? Yeah, not really, actually. It looks like it can slide back without any issue. If I come down anymore, actually, I'm going to catch the subframe. Well, maybe I won't. Let's see, is that separated? Yeah, okay, so that's properly separated. So let's just see if it'll slowly walk back a little bit. We give a bit of a heave-ho on the jack. In fact, you know what, let's try just pulling it. Right, see what that looks like. Okay, good. So that's about to go. So what I'm going to do is stick a bit of support underneath this torque tube now, so it stays at that height. Don't want that dropping. And then okay, well, I'm now free of the torque tube. So precariously, we are just balanced on one jack, right? So the sooner we get this down onto terra firma, the better. But I wonder if there's anything else connected. So I'm just going to lower it down a little more and see. Okay. All right. So I was close with my balance point, actually. I am pretty close, but not quite. No, not quite. So I'm just going to let it sort of balance. It wants to come back this way. So what we'll do is we'll kind of block this up here. In fact, hang on, what have we got here? Haha. Yeah, that might work. Something, anything? No, no cigar. Where's the pin? Oh, that's a pathetic one. What the hell? Oh, whatever. Right. Are you serious? Get in. There we go. Right. Okay. Right. I think that's it. We're free of everything I can sort of see. So what I need now is a torch. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Put my phone, there's my phone. No, I don't think there's anything else connected up. So I think we're good. Oh, we should do, let's do a comedy thumbnail. The way. Can't really get a view of anything. Yeah. There we go. Oh. And his photo. Oh, such an idiot. Right, there we go. Yeah, I was hoping if we get any sort of vague, I know this is a live stream and all that kind of thing, but I'll try and, oh, shoot, it's coming in. I'll try and chop it into a, I mean, to be fair, I didn't think this was going to be too much of a struggle. Once all those bolts came loose. So we're all good. Right. So we'll get this down onto the ground-ish. Obviously, I've got that jack stand at the moment. Got to be careful. I don't want to mean the jack stand stuck there and then I can't get it out of the way. But as I say, I'm close to the balance point. But the problem I've got is I can't really pull the whole thing out the back of the car because it steps at the garage. Sort of, I've got a little step ridge that goes down. So I think what we'll do, we'll try and get it down to terra firma as it is, just here, with me just balancing it myself, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, the problem is, of course, the jack. Hello. The jack wants to go forward as it goes down, but I don't want it to go forwards anymore. Where's that oil cooler? Why? Don't get in the way. Right, let's try a bit more. Okay, so now my jack is positively not helping. I'm going to try and hold the whole freaking shebang. Down she goes. Gently. Gently. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to sit there a second. Right, I've still got a connector. I forgot about that one. We had a little bit of wiring. But here, put them hither. Right, what was I doing? Connector. A little screwdriver or something. Yeah, I've got one little connector here. Oh, good job I remembered that, because we're just getting to the point of starting to tension a bit. I have no idea how this connector works. This ain't one I've seen before, and I can't see shit because I've got a bright light in my face. Got the world's weakest torch. That won't work. Phone. Right. Okay, so right. Oh, okay. Hit bit of light on the subject. Yeah, so there is just a little clip to pull out. to be able to. Oh, he says, maybe not. Jeez, what's going on? Really? Seriously? I cannot fathom what's going on with this. Now, usually with an electrical connector, you can see some sort of thing that you're meant to depress, or it's just stuck. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What the frick is this thing? There's a clip hidden away on the inside. Right. That is surely it. Nothing else. Okay. Right. Let's take this jack stand out. And down a little bit more. Whoa! Okay. Down a lot more. I really need a new jack. Okay. Rah! Thank hell. What we got there? So there's a clip for. Oops. Yeah, so there's just a clip for the brake cable, but whatever. As I chopped it, it doesn't matter, so that can come with me. All right. One F1 box. Where we're going to try and get this to. It'd be nice to have it over here. Let me see. You wouldn't know it, but I did try and have a bit of a clear up of the garage before attempting this earlier on today. Right. Possibly might fit through here somehow. Let's see. You know what? Actually, what would be more sensible is to get it onto some wheels. So let's do that. Right. So if we drop this whole thing back, don't need that on anymore. Right. I'm going to try and sort of manhandle it over to. Well, it moves. It's not. Okay. That's sort of one side vaguely on. Yep. To be fair, I've lifted heavier gearboxes. That is not bad. Just okay. Well, we're now on the dolly, not on the jack, kinda. We're kind of on the dolly. There's our little oil cooler going. Come here, you. I keep saying oil cooler. What is it? It's got to be an oil cooler in it. Okay. It's not quite on it, but it's on it enough, I think, to get it through this hole. Come on now. I don't mind the fire extinguisher. Let's not put a hole in the side of that. That'll make a mess. Yeah. To me, to you. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Oops. I dropped you. You know what? Right. Some boxes out of the way. Boxes everywhere at the minute. Part of my trying to vaguely get on top of things, as in where things are. This is a box full of Saab brake discs, because I've always wanted a box full of Saab brake discs. Those are proper Lotus brake pads. Well, not proper ones. Well, yeah, EBC, they're fine. They do the job. Don't need one glove on. Not Michael Jackson-y. Right. So I want to try and get this on this dolly a bit better. I guess, actually, so I wonder how this works then. So it looks like this. Okay, yeah. So let's spin it around. Let's use some brake discs. So it looks like the front of this. Oh, apologies, that's arse cam. Mind you, I don't have any female viewers, so we're all good. or maybe I will if we have a bit more arse cam. You never know. Right. So yeah, so there's some bolts here that allow you to take, I guess, this section off, which would then allow the box to slide forward, I guess, out of this thing. Actually, the top of the subframe as well has some bolts going through it. I mean, they are rusty crusty. They are bound to come apart. Look at that. There's one of the brake lines coming right across the top. That's the little hydraulic fluid tank, and that is the pump, the infamous failing pump. In fact, I've got one. In fact, yes, it's there. So this is that's the pump that fails. You can see what condition of them. So this one's a yeah, the way it sits just gets absolutely coated in stuff. But yeah, they fail, and you lose the ability to switch gears because you've got no hydraulic fluid to be able to click through your gears, which is a pain. And when you look at the parts on Maserati, they are freaking expensive. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's something like maybe like 600 or 700 quid, something like that. Anyway, it's the same pump as used by some Alfa Romeo cell speeds, I think. So they've got the same sort of gear shift mechanism. So, or same sort of some sort of hydraulic system in them anyway. And they use the same pump. So happy days. It's about 120, 130 quid or something like that, I think it was. I think I even ordered it off eBay or something like that. So happy days. It's worked perfectly since. And there's only one just chunky 2-pin connector. I mean, really, all it is doing is power, give me hydraulic fluid. Yeah, hydraulic pressure, sorry. So yeah, it's got a feed and a return. So yeah, and that's the connector there onto the system. So okay, obviously we've got the anti-roll bar as well on this thing. So I'm going to try and just undo some things in the vague hope that we minimize the size of this thing a bit. So let me just get, I think maybe with an impact driver on that, maybe that will come off. I'm just going to lose the jack. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so what we got? We got the rattled gun. And we want a 6-sided, I think it's a 13, let's see. Not been doing well tonight, so where's looking here? Oh yeah, it is. But yeah, they're rusty as, so with a 6-sided on it, hopefully it won't round it. Let's see. That's one. Two. Oh. We're still not really centered. Again, I go back to essential tool. I wonder what the most essential, well, not essential tool, like the best thing. Like, it's got to be a toss-up between this, and because I don't have the ceiling clearance for any sort of proper 2-poster or anything like that, the quick jacks are pretty damn handy. But I guess one of these. So I've got an Einhell one, which is, you know, I think Einhell's, they're sort of what are they? The cheaper of the German brands, as it were, or something like that. I had a little bit of inheritance from my, well, no, a very nice inheritance, thank you, from my grandmother. Of £1,000, and I decided, rather than squirrel it away or whatever, I would just buy a proper set of stuff, tools. So I just bought a load of Einhell stuff. So I've got like dozens of the batteries and things, and lots of different tools, from leaf blowers to circular saws and all kinds of stuff. And it's very nice to have interchangeable batteries all the same, rather than over the years got Matika this and DeWalt that and whatever else. And yeah, right. Let's see. Can we get on any of these? No, not really. They are 13s again. Right, and then we've got the same, I guess. What are these here? These ones are proper rusty. Proper rusty. I mean, let's see. No, I can't get the angle underneath. So, I think what we'll do, we'll give it every chance. Give them every chance. Oh dear, are we low on the WD? Right. What else we got that we could possibly undo? I just find the pickup points for the lower suspension interesting on these. They just here. They that's where your rear arm goes into, but they're on sort of a threaded bar, just bolted in at the back, so you can move them out. So no wonder all the shims and things like that. But yeah, okay. So let's see. Where's that ratchet? There it is. Oh, it's all very empty down here. And the next job will be to take the torque tube off the bell housing that covers the clutch. Okay, well, it turned. Doesn't feel like I've got very much on the end of this bolt at all. Whatever. I wonder what mounts a gearbox into this subframe, and I wonder if I should have undone it while I was still attached to the car. Okay, again, it's going, but it feels like it really wants to round off. Just can't get much on it. You know what I was doing the other day? It's kind of useful. Let's see if that's impressive. Let's see. Just clean the corrosion off the threads. Okay. Okay, so it's just sandwiched in there, so that's promising. Let's see if we can have a look with this side as well. Let's just now just there we go. This side again, I'm not sure what it is with this car. One side is more corroded than the other underneath. I'm not sure quite why. Right, well, it started okay, and then it's all. So the it's made itself quite sturdy. It's managed to jam itself, the subframe's jammed itself into this front bumper of my Jeep Wrangler, which is in here. Thinking about how to straighten it. It's had a knock at some point and bent it in. I could really do with retaining it, so I need to straighten this bit of metal. I was thinking of trying to get it under my hydraulic press, but I don't know, we'll see. Right, so with this bolt out, I'm hoping, we've got a brake pipe mounted to it, as well as a handbrake cable. So, but other than that, out. Oh, come on. There you go. Thank you. Right. Yeah, so persuader. I'll go full angry persuader on this. Oh, in fact, let's just tap off brake line. And what else we got? Okay. Other. Okay. So there we go. That's the little cross section with some brake cables attached. All right, well, there we go. Now we can see the money. Right. So I'm going to assume then that there is something screwed into, bolted into this thing that's holding it in this subframe. I think. No, there's not. What? Hang on. I'm confused. How is that? So hang on. So this is the front end of the gearbox. That's the arse end. It's under a cradle, but liftable. That doesn't. Okay. Is that really? It's completely free of everything. What was it attached to? Oh, confused. Right, I'll put that up there. Okay, so I'm going to try and now I don't want gearbox all everywhere. So let's see. We want to slide it. I'll try and pull it forward, I guess, over here. So I'll tell you what, let's get another dolly. We're going to try and slide it onto a wheelie thing when it's already on a wheelie thing. So that can only end well. The wheelie things all over the place. Right. Now, well, we didn't try lifting from that side, so there we go. That feels like there's something clearly doing the job here. There is. I don't know what it is. There is something. Okay, so maybe that's why we undo this. Maybe I could. Well, okay. So this rear section has some sort of. I'll stick my finger into it. I feel it. It's like maybe there's some sort of oil-filled kind of dampener, something-y. Thus, these bolts, I guess. Okay. What are these? 13. Let's get the little access ratchet, a little one. A little 13 on it. That's 15. What else? So we can get in on that one there, just about. Oop. The problem is going to be the one that, let's face it, anyone that knew what they were doing would have undone at least the bottom ones of these while it was still hanging in the car. Right, it's just spinning a captive bolt nut on the back. Not having it. And then this one. Oh, hello. Ah, interesting. And dealing with rusty stuff and generally cruddy stuff that's not been off for a long time, definitely going for like a six-sided socket over one of those chappies. This is the way to go. Does stop all the rounding. Right, so can't get to the back ones on this side, so I'm going to try and get to the tip it over, see if I can get to this one here. Answer probably yes, if I somehow wedge it up. That's it. No. Back up. Oh, okay. Ah, right. I spy. There is a bolt head I can just see through here that is clearly the chap that is holding on the mount. Problem is, there ain't no way. Yeah, there is. There's. Oh, no, hang on. Ah. Is it a captive? Okay. Let's have a look underneath. What size are you there? You are bigger. You are as well. Right, so get it. Well, I'm not sure I'll get it or not, but whatever. There are definitely two bolts under here. I definitely want them removed. So what I'll do, I know what size they are first. I think they're 15. I'm going a 15 or a 17. Oh. 17 is the money. Right. So let's see. Okay, so as long as this is captive, then we are good, right? Because it feels like it's spinning to me, but okay, well, whatever. I can unscrew that with my fingers. There's one. Let's see. Fingers crossed. I can't get to even feel the. Yeah, typically this other side is more corroded. Dang, I think we is spinning the lot. Oh, okay, and get my finger on the end of it. Yes, we are spinning the whole lot. So, but oh, where is it? I just pulled it out. What size was it? For God's sake! I just took off. No. Where is the head of the bolt I just took off? Oh, there. Right. So possibly I can get a spanner through there onto the end of it. What size is it? It's a 14 by the looks of it. See if I've got one of those old spanners that's skinny. Yeah, 9/16. It's relatively shallow profile, so let's have a look. Well, can't see anything, so oh, you little bugger. Okay, hang on, maybe check that. Yep. I think that's it. Got it. Okay, so this mount thing is no longer attached. So I wonder whether that means we're now free. Although we're a bit all over the shop now. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to don the extra strength gloves. I don't know why, but for some reason the orange grippy gloves give vaguely superhuman power. Not superhuman at all. But give the ability to lift stupidly heavy things. And yes, buggering up one's back, so let's see. Right, well, I guess that's the subframe loose anyway. Right, now we've got to shuffle the gearbox. How heavy is a Maserati gearbox? Quite heavy, is the answer. But kind of liftable. The only problem is this thing wants to turn my wheels against the flow. See what we can do. All right. Didn't get my lift point right. We are good. Gearbox off, subframe. One Maserati rear subframe in what condition? In condition that there is surface corrosion. Kinda. What I need to do is give it a bit of a blast, the jet wash, something like that. See what paint remains on it, and maybe that's going to be useful to somebody that has a more corroded one, because they could send this away, get it powder coated or something, and have a nice shiny one to replace a manky knackered one with, I guess, quite possibly. Yay. Right. But for the time being, it can live outside because I do not want that in here. Oh yeah, it's not light. You know what? I thought this earlier actually. I carried the door cards down from upstairs just to put them back in here out of the way because I'm sorting out upstairs. And hey Charlie, get me out. And the door cards, even on this thing, are heavy. They're like all metal framed and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. Mr. Chapman would not approve of Maserati's adding weightness to everything. Oh. There we go. Right, I'll take this anti-roll bar out as well. Put that out here, out the way. There we go. All right, Charlie, there you go. All right. So I think what we can say is success for once. For once, planned to do something and actually did it. That's novel. Good. Right. Oh, look at that. Happy days. So, the gloves of strength. Done their job. I would imagine my back will be telling me they did not do their job in the morning, but there we go. Right, these out of the way. Okay, so I guess we'll say we're done again. I'll just get you over here again. There we go. Oh. There we go. Right. A little update. Sold another piece today. This piece. It's the trim panel for the A-pillar over here. So off to Northern Ireland to a Northern Irish Mazda. I think it was Northern Ireland, or it's Southern Ireland. I can't remember. But anyway, it's off to Ireland. Yes, Charlie. Yeah, just sits in there. It's got an air vent that runs through it, so it's got an air pickup through there, comes out, and it's just got your little side window demisters basically. So yeah, 50 quid delivered, that one. Yeah, that's about it for sales. I've got a chap coming down tomorrow to pick up a few other bits, the rear brake discs and some other the window regulators. Yeah, Charlie, stop scratching whatever you're scratching. Oi! Psst. Cat's destroying. I've got like a little, it's really old, but Chesterfieldy red leather sofa in my little office area through there, and yeah, she's probably just ripping the crap out of it. Right. Okay, so that is it for tonight. I'm done. I'm going to next job, torque tube. I mean, that should literally be like 6 or 8 bolts that hold it into the Christ almighty, into the bell housing. Okay, so yeah, torque tube, get that out, and then we can pull the bell housing off, and then we can get to the clutch. It's going to be very interesting to see the state of the clutch. I have literally done, I think I've done about 800 miles on it. But it is not a new clutch. It is my old clutch, but one I took and got resurfaced, basically. So they put new clutch material on the clutch plates, or clutch plate. Yeah, and I refitted it myself, and happy days. It was a £600 job rather than buying a new clutch, which was twice the price, basically. So I thought, why not? We'll give it a go. See, the idea was to see if you could do 20,000 miles on a 600 quid clutch or whatever, you know. But not to be, is it? Not to be. However, if anyone's in the market for a very cheap clutch, if you're doing it yourself and, you know, you don't really care if, as long as it lasts a few thousand miles, because it's not a massive job. Well, it's kind of a big job, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if you want a lightly used reconditioned clutch, then there'll be one available soon. Yeah, so we'll try to do that, and then we'll also try to pull the cats off. I'm pretty sure I've had the cats off before when I did. Yeah, I must have done, because I did the clutch, right? So I think to get to it, the cats have to come off, if I remember. It's a while back. So that being the case, we'll drop the cats off it as well. Have a look at the state of those on the inside. I've got a little inspection cam, so we can go up inside and have a look if we need to, see what condition they're in, see if they're still in one piece. If they are, they'll kind of be useful to somebody, I'm sure. Yeah, pull the cats, pull the bell housing, pull the clutch, and yeah, pull the flywheel off maybe, I don't know, whatever. And then we're sort of done under the car, the back end of the car, the middle of the car, and that just leaves this stuff, the front end of the car, the heart of the beastie, the now dead heart of this beastie. So yeah, again, I think the plan will be to try and drop it, but obviously, unlike the back end, this is quite a chunk. So I ain't going to be able to drop it onto a little dolly and wheel it out. Well, I suppose it could go through the wheel. No, it probably isn't going to go through the wheel arch. So we're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to try. I've not pulled off the front reinforcement bar of the tub yet, and my thinking was I won't pull that off because I may need to get the engine crane out, get it on this, and hoik this in the air. That'll make some good content, won't it? So we'll need. I won't be able to do that while it's still on the. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd want to pivot the weight all onto the rear of the quick jacks. I like my quick jacks. I don't want to break them. But that said, there ain't going to be. Well, I don't know. I was about to say there isn't going to be much weight in this, but I think there is still a lot of weight in this car. I've put the interior loosely back in for the time being. As I say, I'm trying to sort out the room above here where it's like a guest room because we've got some folks coming down to stay. So yeah, the interior is back in the car, although very loosely back in the car. So yeah, right. Yep, cool. Right, we'll call it. Thanks very much for watching. If you're watching this and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. Or add a comment or something like that. I think that helps algorithms and stuff like that. So other people can see an idiot pulling apart his Maserati. Yeah, the idiot is going to try and do the brakes again on the Lotus tomorrow. So we'll see. If the weather's okay, I'll do it tomorrow, and we'll take some cameras outside and do a live stream of me attempting that. Didn't go well last time, hence the Saab brake disc I mentioned earlier. But yeah, we've got proper brake discs now, I think, and pads. So we will try and get the Lotus back with proper brakes, which would be useful. It then needs to go and get an MOT, and then and then we'll go from there. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night. Say good night, Charlie. Good night.